spiritual path. My name is Ursula Lentini, and we are here celebrating what is pranic healing today. Why do I say celebrating? Because everything's a celebration. And if it's not, change your mind, because it can be. I think one of the spiritual laws is to celebrate. Pranic healing is something that I offer and something that I practice, something that I live through. Pranic healing is not chronic healing, because people, when they first hear pranic healing, they say, oh, chronic healing? That's the effect, but not the word. The word is prana, pranic. Prana is the same word as chi. Chi is used in Asia, and prana is used in India. So pranic healing. So in English, we don't use the word chi, we don't use the word prana. So in English, we would be saying life force energy, that which gives us life. We use available energy, basically, from the sun, the air, the earth, and trees. But if you believe in God, then you just say God. I'm a metaphysician, so I understand energy from a spiritual point of view, and that's what I resource, that's what I access. I also call that energy God, just to make it relatable, but in my personal point of view, I've studied metaphysics for ever, a long time, let me just say that, and it's using that. So when we resource energy, we become more than just our physical being. When we understand quantum physics or energy from a spiritual point of view, we're actually a high vibration. We have a blueprint of energy, and that's who we are. It's the blueprint. And upon the blueprint, just if you were going to make a model, you would put form onto the blueprint. So you would have your framework, and then you would add form, flesh, all the organs, etc., skin, whatever. So that's all built out. So this is what we see physically, and this is what we feel and sense and whatever. But energetically, we're basically a light body with form layered upon it. We have many layers. We have our spiritual layer, our etheric layer, our emotional layer, our mental layer, and just the plain old simple energetic layer. We have auras. So the aura is about 3 feet around us, like an egg shape, 360, and even into the ground and well above our head. So that's our energy field. When you're near somebody and you don't like them and you're thinking, that person feels creepy, and we kind of close ourselves in because we don't like standing next to them, their aura is very strong and we can sense it. Or if you have a lovely person, their aura is super nice, and you just want to kind of scooch in there and be next to the aura. So pranic healing, what is pranic healing? Master Chokkak Sui is the founder of pranic healing. He is a fantastic example of how to be a human being. This man was so wise, so in-tuned, so intelligent, so prosperous, so energetic, that you can't even imagine all of this could be in one person. Master Chokkak Sui was born in the Philippines, Chinese heritage, and he was born sickly, and they couldn't figure out exactly what was wrong with him. So they just kept feeding him and brought him to the medical facilities there, and they didn't have the answer. Unfortunately, pork was a major food in the Philippines at that time, and pork is a very contaminated food. So even though he was highly developed, yet sickly, they kept consuming pork and didn't understand why he couldn't get better. But in his discoveries, he realized that pork has got some nasty energy to it and makes us sicker. So you might want to reconsider that bacon that you're having. Master Choa was determined to find out the answers to many questions. And he said, surely there's a normal, natural answer to this. People are approaching it from the wrong way. I'll go find the answer. Well, he thought he was going to find one answer, but he didn't. So he had to study all the different religions, ancient texts, the traditions that were brought down verbally, the things that were forgotten, different customs from different cultures, and he studied, thousands of case studies because he experimented what he studied. Because he wanted the application, not just the information, because sometimes information is just information. It's useless. But he wanted to find a way to use what is available to us to move things in a way that we could experience health, prosperity, happiness, friends, family, connection, and evolution into our higher self. Master Choa did lots of prayers and meditation, so he would access beings from other realms. He would talk about his teacher, Maha Guruji Meling, who was an incarnated soul, several lifetimes, depending on which incarnation. The name was somewhat similar, but he would do prayer and meditation and get information from Maha Guruji Meling. In his humility, he was always referring to his teacher, and he teaches us to always refer to him as our teacher. Why? Not because of ego, but because of humility. If we walk around and pretend like we're the main thing, we're the main show, we're the main deal, we get slammed because that's not the truth. So the truth is we're just an energetic being, channeling greater energy through us and sharing it with others. Pranic healing is an amazing technique. It is energy healing. It's using the laws and principles of energy on energy to affect the physical. Pranic healing cleanses the aura, cleanses the blueprint, and therefore removes and disintegrates the stuff that's not true, the stuff that's not supposed to be there, the stuff that's not aligned, emotional, physical, mental. What happens to us is something usually happens emotionally, and it gets embedded. And then the mental body comes in and starts attacking it, trying to understand it. What is it? How can I do this? How could somebody treat me like this? Whatever, right? So now I have a emotional experience and a mental experience on top of it. Mental conditions cause thought forms. So if you ever had a worry, and the worry's there, worry, and there it is in front of your face, and you're like, oh my God, I can't stop worrying about this thing. And of course, as you know, in the metaphysics realm, whatever you focus on gets bigger. So the worry exaggerates because you're focusing on it. Then if you have the ability to say, okay, I can't worry anymore, let me put this over here, you know it's still in your field, but you've just perhaps put it in the back of your mind. Well, sure enough, when you're not looking, it's going to float around and reappear. So this is called a thought form. In pranic healing, we reduce the thought forms. We can even eliminate the thought forms eventually. One of the gifts that Master Choka Sui has given us is called Twin Hearts Meditation. I do this regularly for years. If you can get a Twin Hearts group going, either for yourself or find one that's available, that's the ticket. If you want to get out of your hell that you have created or that you're living in, Twin Hearts Meditation is the path that will get you there. He, in his brilliance, designed this meditation using the prayer of St. Francis as the middle part of it. He invokes, we cause happy feelings to be regenerated, opening our heart chakra, opening our crown chakra. Energy flows through us, brightens us up, and washes off all negative energy. This way we are receptive to more energy coming in. We bless the planet, so we're giving off energy. We're giving this energy to the planet through our emotions and our thoughts and our intentions and our sincerity. So those are the ways we participate in it, but this divine love's coming through. And the benefit is the more we participate into this meditation, the more we benefit, because we're also activating a few different laws. Whatever I ask for, I'm asking for peace and harmony on the planet, I shall receive. Whatever I give, I shall receive. And I'm on the planet. So I'm even blessing myself because I'm blessing everything and everybody on the planet. We go into ohms. Master Choa chants ohms. We go into silence. We do exercises before and after. So it is a physical meditation. It is a mental meditation. We visualize. If you can't visualize, it doesn't matter. We're visualizing. we're chanting, we're doing silence. It's about 5 or 6 different meditations wrapped up into one experience, 21 minutes. It has changed people's lives. People have come to the meditation, and a few weeks later they say, I don't know what's happening. This is the only thing I've added that's any different, and people are commenting that I've become different. And other people will say, oh, I got into a fender bender, and instead of throwing a fit like I normally would have, I was kind. Like, I don't know what happened. I think the meditation's working. So these are things that are happening in our energetic field, in our emotional field, in our mental field. Pranic healing is a practice that moves our ego out of the way and puts us into a place of service. That alone is healing, because our head has all this drama going on at the same time. And if we could just stop all of that chit-chat, all of that ego-based things, and move into a place of service, our field expands, our crown chakra expands, our heart chakra expands. And then that brings more peace and harmony into our world. If anybody does volunteer work, that's a great example of, you feel great when you do volunteer work. And basically, when we're doing pranic healing, we're doing volunteer work. Even if we're getting paid for it, we're being of service. In the 11 chakra system, Master Choa has done great studies and discovered that there's these different aspects. Every chakra has a job, just like every organ has a job, and they all work together. The crown chakra, of course, is our connection to the divine. Our heart chakra is our physical heart, the physical lungs, and our emotions, our relationships. There's many other chakras, and they all have jobs. When our life is discordant or something's out of order, each chakra will say, oh, that's that problem? Okay, let me clean the solar plexus because that's related to that problem. So everything's interactive and interconnected. The spiritual cord is something that moves right through the whole body, and each chakra is basically hanging off of the spiritual cord as if it was holes in a flute. We have a very specific and strong energetic body. When we can clean this and keep it toned, we can be very energetically strong. Pranic healing was created by Master Choa Kok Sui, and he developed it over many years. He went across all countries and studied everything he could get his hands on. Did lots of prayer, meditation, and worked. He was a chemical engineer. He was a philanthropist. He was a successful businessman, a teacher. A guru. In India, they count him as a guru, and the definition of guru is dispeller of darkness. So whenever we can bring light to a subject, that's a teaching. And he really is a humble man. He was a strict teacher because he wanted people to get it right, because there's a need for this work to be spread. His vision is to have a pranic healer in every household. That's how big this man thinks. He thinks 50 and 100 years out. That's his world. He went to 120 countries, one man, 120 countries to teach pranic healing, to expose it to people. He wrote 22 books and made CDs. He has an entire body of work for us to use. He's passed. He left in 2007. And the funny thing is, when he died, his student body, they were very upset. They said, we don't know what to do. We don't have enough information. Oh my God, we've depended on you for everything, and now you're gone. Like, oh, we're not ready. But this is the magic of spirituality. He would come to people in dreams, in visions, in meditation. People who didn't even meet him yet were like, who's this person coming to me in my meditation? And then they would go find pranic healing. So nowadays, people can be doing pranic healing, and his voice will be in their field, or they'll see him, and if they're clairvoyant. So he's very much alive, and again, teaching what spirituality is. There's no real death. It's just a transformation. It's just a moving from one state of consciousness and expression into another. Master Choa was a brilliant man, on many levels. He had a heart, he had a mind, he was a visionary, and very compassionate. He developed two lines of teaching. One is called Pranic healing, and that's for the energy healing. The other one is called Arhatic yoga, because in all of those studies that he did, he discovered some of the meanings behind the esoteric teachings. Like, why do they show Buddha as being blue? Like, this is the stuff that he found out. But when he boiled it all down, because when you have so much intellect, you have a giant body of knowledge. So you can't share all that knowledge. It's just too much for the common person. Like, what's the most important thing? And I understand, too, this man being so brilliant. He said, okay, with all this intelligence, all this power, all this ability, what's my best thing that I can do with this information? He said healing. So that's compassion. Reduce the suffering on the planet. How's that for a job? When he taught, he taught compassionately, but brought the teaching down to simplest forms. In the study, when I study it, I study the simplicity, but the further I go into the simplicity, the deeper the meaning is, the deeper the connection is, the deeper the power is. That's one of the beauties of Master Chogyam Sui's work. It's simple. What we do is we invoke and we bring in the divine energy. Then we clear the aura, we clear the chakras. If there's a condition specifically, he has a protocol book. So we open it up, and like a recipe, we follow which chakra to clean, which organ. Advanced teaches colors. So we can use colors, because each color has a different vibration and a different purpose. It's one of the deepest, most thorough teachings that I've found in all my spiritual studies over the years. The tools we use are sprays to keep our hands clean, and a water bucket full of salt. And what happens is when we take negative energy off of a person, even though we can't see it with our physical eye, it's there. And then we throw it into the salt bowl to remove it from ourselves and the person. Now here's the cool thing. Somebody has an energetic dis-ease, discomfort, discord, and it turns physical. I got a stomach ache. And then energetically, you remove the energy of the stomach ache and throw it into the water. Now, there's been cases for anger and cancer where the water changes color. It's kind of nasty, but it's amazing because you can see how spiritual, physical happens. So this is some of the wonderful things. Let's do a little experiment together. This is called 3-6-3 breathing. Inhaling for 6 counts, hold for 3, exhale for 6 counts, hold for 3. So do this with me. Activate your palm chakras. Put the tongue on the roof of your mouth. Just keep it there. Open up your armpits and have your hands parallel about 6 inches apart. Inhaling for 6 counts. Inhaling, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold, 2, 3. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold, 2, 3. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold, 2, 3. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold, 2, 3. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold, 2, 3. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. Inhaling. Hold. Exhaling. Keep the tongue on your palate. Now slowly pull your hands apart. Now slowly push them together. And play with that energy and see if you notice anything. It's so fun. I still love doing it now. What many people say is they feel tingling, they feel pressure, they feel resistance. Many people feel heat. And basically what we've done is create an energy ball. So you can continue to draw your intention and attention to it, make it bigger. You can just add more energy through your hands, through your will, and make it much bigger. You can let it go and come back in and feel the edge of it. It's very cool. So in class you can feel energy, you can see energy, and you can start working with energy. It's here, it's available, it's free. And the energy that we cultivate through love and compassion is something that you can learn and refine through pranic healing. I cannot say enough wonderful things about it. I've been doing it for several years and continue to do so. Thank you for joining me today on the way of the spiritual path. Looking forward to being with you again at my other shows on the Lighter Side Network. Thank you.